Once you've written the greatest rock and roll album of the 90s, what do you do?
I've got nothing to prove in my musical abilities or anything. I don't think the band has either.
I thought at the end of the last record that the band was going to break up and I was never going to write any more music again because I didn't have any songs left.
And Peter and I was the fucking... Right, we were up there. We were this band and that. We were a fucking tabloid. There was chaos going around and it come out in the music.
We worked probably a bit too hard for our own good and maybe toured too much and didn't spend enough time in the studio.
Songs were great. Too much drink, too much coke, that's about it. The press following you at the studio every day.
At the turn of the next century, being the songwriter of the 90s and all that, that'll be relevant to me once I go. I'd like to be the best songwriter next year. So this time, I knew that I wanted to have a break, a year off. I wanted to spend, most of that year writing and then the next year recording, which is what we've done.
And this time around, I think, right then, we've got to fucking re-establish ourselves as, what we should have done in the first place, you know what I mean? We're a great fucking band. I think people will realise it in this album.
So there's too much at stake now, you know what I mean? I don't think people are going to stand for it.
We didn't think two members of the band would leave. We just thought we were in it together forever.
You know as much as I do in the sense that they said that they left to spend more time with their families. So that's as much as I know. But part of me thinks that there probably was something a bit more deeper than that. But I don't quite know what it is. But you got to respect their decision. But they never mentioned anything to me leading up to the time that they left, and they've never mentioned anything to me since, so I would have to take their word for it, really, but I don't know. Again, the new guitarist was quite a straightforward decision because we'd known him for a while, and he was a friend of mine, and he wasn't doing anything. His band that he was in had split up, and he didn't have a record deal, so he was available, and we always remembered him as a really good guitarist and a nice guy, so that was pretty much straightforward.
Noel used to play lead a lot. Bono just play rhythm. Like, Noel's not playing as much lead now, you know what I mean? Gem's doing a bit of lead and they're both doing it, so you can, like Champagne Supernova, there's bits that Gem will play lead on and, you know what I mean? They'll swap about, and it works a lot better.
Like the bass player, Andy Bell, was a bit more difficult to come by a bass player because there's not that many good bass players around. I mean, Andy's not known at all for being a bass player because he's actually a guitarist. So that was quite a last-minute decision. But we rehearsed about 5 or 6 bass players, and I mean, they were generally quite good, but they weren't quite right for what we wanted. So we were a bit at a loose end right up until the last minute, and then we found out that Andy Bell was available and that he was up for doing it, so we got him down and we played through the songs a few times, and he's a nice guy and he fitted in pretty well, so that was a more difficult decision.
You know what you can do, and we just went, look, you just fucking do what you do, don't play what Bonehead played, we don't want you to do what he's just done, you know what I mean? We want you to do what you do, and if it's a bit fucking over the top, we'll stop you. You know what I mean? We just want you, for anything that you get from the old songs, you put into your bit, you put your bits into it that you feel you can hear. And if they're good, we'll keep them in. And if, they're a bit over the top, we'll tell you.
I'm sure he knows that I'm not going to strut out there with this pointy headstock guitar and go, same as you're not going to go, I need a 5-string bass without a head. It's kind of everybody's in the same ballpark.
I was in the pub, I had a £2 coin and it was written on the side. And I wrote down on the back of a cigarette packet, in case I forgot, standing on the shoulder, well, what I thought I'd put was standing on the shoulders of giants, in brackets, album title. But I was drunk, and when I got up in the morning, it said, standing on the shoulder of giants, a bum title.
And in terms to record in France, is it to get away from it?
But yeah. Well, it was sunny, and we recorded in most of the recording studios in England over the past 5-6 years, so we decided that to keep it interesting, we'd take all the stuff that we've got and go out to the south of France for 2 or 3 months. I don't know, it's just a different atmosphere, really. Not that it found its way into any of the music, I don't think, but it was just to keep it interesting for the band. So.
Do you think it made a difference in the record?
I don't think so, no. Probably maybe in the way that we didn't have as many distractions as we would usually get in England, so it was a lot more. It was quite a calm atmosphere, but I don't think it made. The recording process was a bit easier, but I don't think it made any difference to the sound of the record or anything.
Little James is my most personal song on the record, yeah.
I'm proud that he's done it in a way because it'll give him the confidence to go and maybe write more.
Well, it's not. I didn't go out of my way to write a song. You know what I mean? I've just been playing about with this little tune, and then I've got a lot of songs that I've been doing that for years. You know what I mean? Little bits and bobs that I never really finish them off. I always sort of like just go, oh, fuck it, leave it, and come back to it later on. And that was the first full song that really just come to me really easy because I've been around him. And that's it. I've just done it in 3 minutes.
Little James, we're all the same.
And it's about his stepson, and it's quite a nice little pop song. I wouldn't say it's one of my favourites on the record, but you have to give people encouragement. It's like that was his first song that he'd written, so he didn't particularly ask for it to go on the album, but it just seemed like the right time to have a song by him on the record. If he writes stuff that's as good as that, then yeah. But if he doesn't, then no.
You make it all worthwhile to us.
I do like the song. I like the melody.
For him to put it on an album means it's a good song.
The song works on an acoustic guitar, so therefore it would work with a big band behind it.
But I didn't think about Hey Jude at all. I'm not that much of a wanker to think like that, you know what I mean? That's not my problem, you know what I mean? I went in there and thought about James and wrote it about him, and that was the end of it.
Got to grow up pretty soon, He's only 27, and I remember what I was like when I was 27, and I wasn't far off what he's like.
I think we've got a lot closer musically, yeah? We've always been close. All the nonsense that gets wrote about us, you know what I mean? It's just, gets blown out of proportion. With the 2 band members leaving, then yeah, we've got a lot closer.
What's the best thing about it is the usual, he pulls no punches and he says what he means.
My words and my thoughts, both the same, I'd say.
I think he'd do well to sit down and speak to somebody like John Lennon. I think John Lennon would tell him to sit down and shut up and just listen for once in his life instead of talking all the time.
That's just because he thinks he's John Lennon, though.
Just what you mean to me.
So, who you have been listening lately?
Travis, Chemical Brothers. It's a band from Sweden called the Helicopters. There's a band from America called Cotton Mather. They're pretty good. Apart from that, it's just the same old shit. The Who, the Beatles. I generally don't listen to a lot of music, to be quite honest with you. Well, not lately because I've been writing so much. So. I was listening to the Beck album over the weekend. If anyone's not bought it yet, don't bother, because it's fucking naff.
Can't you hear those cavalry drums hijacking your equilibrium?
You have a special participation in your album of somebody, a musician, dead or alive. Who would it be?
Oh, John Lennon. John Lennon or John Lydon, Pete Townsend, Keith Moon, Jimi Hendrix, Paul McCartney, George Harrison. Keith Richards, Ronnie Wood.
Many of them are still around. Have you ever heard most of
Not really. They might turn you down. You'd be embarrassed then, wouldn't you? Yeah, well, why bother asking in the first place? I don't know. I've seen it on a piece of paper, but I'm not sure the dates. We're definitely down to play Brazil.
So, what do you remember from the last time you went there?
Not a lot, really, to be honest with you. I was pretty much drunk all the time anyway, so... I remember it, but I mean, I haven't got any bad memories of it, so it must have been all right. You only remember the bad times, really. Sort of if you're having a good time, it's sort of... You don't generally remember the good times. You only remember the times when you're not very happy, so I haven't got any bad memories of it, so therefore, I would imagine it must have been pretty good.
Remember the São Paulo gig when Liam disappeared for about 20 minutes in the middle of the show?
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
I remember that.
No. What did he do? Did he just...
I have no idea.
No.
Nobody did at the time.
So what happened? Did we just sort of stand about on stage till he come back?
Yeah, he sang some songs and it looked really...
I don't know. I don't know. I can't remember. Well, he generally does that quite a lot anyway. I don't know. He's probably going to get himself a drink or something. Hopefully the five of us that are in the band now will have played, will make more albums than the original five did, so...
It's weird joining this band full stop.
There's been too much said about what things mean, and just let people make their minds up on it. You know what I mean? I'm not here to share my views, you know what I mean, about it. People should just listen.